Hey guys, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's 10 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I'm kind of windblown. I just walked in from my bike ride. I have been up for 6-7 hours now working on a video, what to talk about. And it's one of those days where I am just, I'm usually an optimistic person, but it's just, you get to a point sometimes looking at the news and making these videos every day where you get overwhelmed. Within the last, I'll just lay it out for you guys, okay? Over the last 6 or 7 hours, I've gone through 3 or 4 different things that I wanted to make a video on, that I wanted to talk about today. From Lou Dobbs from Fox News about him talking about William Barr, because now Barr is saying that there was no fraud, there was no voter fraud, right? And Lou Dobbs from Fox Business is now saying that Attorney General Barr must be compromised now. He must be ill. Maybe he's ill or compromised, that the deep state has gotten to him. And it just gets to a point where, and then I hear one of Trump's lawyers talking about it's time to impose martial law and throw out the entire election and have the military come in and hold a new election. And I just read these stories one after the other, and let me see if I can sum up my feelings here, how I'm feeling this morning and why it's taken me so long to make this video. I usually would have made this video 6 hours ago. And I see this stuff, these people that are still clinging to this story, the Giulianis of the world, the Lou Dobbs, the Maria Bartiromos of the world. And I ask myself, what is wrong with these people? Seriously. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I look at these people that support Donald Trump, and for the life of me, this is, usually anything else in the world, I could compromise. I could try to have empathy and try to debate and talk to people and understand them and where they're coming from. Be it a Buddhist, be it a Jehovah's Witness, be it a serial killer like Charles Manson, or anybody on this earth. Except, for the life of me, it's one of those days where I don't understand how anybody could look at Donald J. Trump and see an honorable, good man that they would support now. Support to the point where it is hurting our democracy. Every day that he's going around talking about this fraud, massive dumps, glitches now. And these things have been proven that, these things have been proven to be impossible. But Trump still, the amount of dishonesty and the millions of people that are just still believing this, it's one of those days where it just gets overwhelming. And I think about the future. I think about Bo of the Fifth Column. A lot of people watching this are fans just like me of Bo. And Bo has talked about systematic change going forward and how it takes a long time and, little steps for progressives like us to move forward and to get to where we want to be. Would say like universal health care, universal school, college and all that. But I started to think about that a little more and the advances that the Trumps of the world have made. They've made these little steps, and I started to think about 2024 and what's if things keep going, if there's not, how do you handle these Trump supporters over the next 4 years? These people that are calling for martial law. And then I started to think about, remember I talked about how in 2016, Trump mocked that reporter, right? And we were all, holy crap, I can't believe a human being, that he's doing that. That's one of the most disgusting things we've ever seen. And I started to think that in 2024, it's like he's already broken the ice, and once 2024 comes and he starts, whether it's Trump or whether it's Trump's son or whether it's another Trump, because there will be another one. There will be. Because now, with all these people that are still supporting this authoritarian, dishonest bizarreness, when 2024 comes, it's not going to be as much of a shock, and it started to scare me. I started to think about, how people like, Bo and me and progressives are talking about change moving forward. But then all of a sudden it occurred to me that the other side, the authoritarian Trumps of the world, are also pushing the world, and they're making a lot of headway, so that in 2024, it's not going to be as shocking, all this dishonesty and these outright lies and this behavior, this compassionless behavior, this just live for now, me, disregard for the earth and the climate and the environment. I think as the next 4 years go by, I started to realize that it's going to be even harder to fight this. So I really didn't have an answer. Part of me was like, one thing I know for sure is that we can't ignore this. And I think truth is on our side. I think truth and democracy held out and actually worked just over this last month. Some people, like even now Attorney Barr, has to admit, that there was no fraud. And these legislatures have to, they're saying that they are not going to put Trump loyalists in, So our democracy squeezed out a win this time. But I think it should be a warning. This isn't going to go away. So now you see why I haven't made a video, why it's taken me this long to make a video, because it's not quite pessimism. It's just a reality check this morning as I see from these far right groups that are actually getting charity, their tax-free, tax-exempt status from the IRS. That was on the news this morning. Like I said, Trump's lawyer calling for martial law. Lou Dobbs calling the Attorney General sick and ill and compromised because he's actually admitting there was no fraud. And I just started to realize how corrupt and dishonest and compassionless a good portion of this country and this world is. And I didn't want to come on here and sound pessimistic, I think there's hope, but I think we have to stay on our toes and fight hard. I think how Joe Biden talked about this election was a battle for the soul of this country. I think this battle just began this month. It just started. All right, you guys have a good Wednesday.